Hey YouTube, it's Dimitri. Today we're going to answer a question that a subscriber has asked. So, Baiju Thomas says, thank you so much for your videos, man. Can you provide some information about financial independence, like any views about Tastyworks for retail trading, the fact that it is hedgeable, etc.? Thanks. So if I understand the question right, a lot of this is getting to the fact of, can you trade on your own and make money, and how do you do this? So I'm not actually going to tell you how to trade on your own, but I am going to talk about the realities of actually trading on your own. So for those of you that don't know me, I am Dimitri. I work in risk management. I work in quantitative finance. So I work at big banks doing billion-dollar portfolios. However, I do trade in my personal free time. I was I guess, hobbyist kind of day trader. I wouldn't really consider myself, I guess, a day trader in general. But I did it for about 3 or 4 months, and I did hundreds of trades. And I made some money, and I lost some money, and I learned some valuable lessons from this. However, what a lot of people get at is, first off, what trading platform should I use? So in this comment, Tastyworks is mentioned. My advice to you is looking at different trading platforms, is figuring out what are you going to do. So if you're going to be trading a lot, like, I don't know, 50, 60 times in a day, there's specific requirements you have to meet. You will be considered a day trader by financial regulatory policy, and you will be therefore treated differently. So this is one thing. One app I like to use is RobinHood. I know by no means paid sponsored or anything. I just like it because it's free. I was day trading on it, and then my account got flagged as a day trader because I bought and sold too many times in a day. And I was actually kind of flying under the radar for a while until their app picked it up and they implemented like a new rule for catching day traders. So I like Robinhood for the fact that it's free trades. However, it's not good for day trading unless you upgrade to their other account or you're willing to take the restrictions applied to being a day trader. Other apps like Tastyworks, Interactive Broker, traditional ones such as Scottrade, E-Trade, all that. My advice is look at how much the cost is and look at what you can do. So for example, Robinhood I use is free. I do not pay anything, and the reason is I just take market orders. I'm not doing stop losses, for example, so therefore you have to pay for the premium account to have those features. If you are trading very frequently, if you're trading large amounts, small amounts, every single brokerage is going to have pros and cons. So for example, using Scottrade, and someone charges you, like a traditional broker, $5 to $7 for a trade to buy, $5 to $7 to sell, and you're a college student with a small amount of money, I would encourage you to go to something like Robinhood because you don't want to get hammered with large fees. Also, if you're day trading and doing a lot of trading, traditional brokers aren't very good because, again, you're paying a lot of money to transact. And when you day trade, especially if you're doing high frequency or something that's higher in frequency, you're going to get slammed by fees. There's no way to make money in those different scenarios. So I would actually suggest you move to something like Robinhood. Tastyworks is a good one. Interactive Broker, like I mentioned, is another good one. So I would look at the different trading platforms and figure out which one is best based on the amount of money you'll be trading per trade, as also the number of transactions per day, week, and month. So now to get into the trading question I get a lot of. They say, Dimitri, I'm going to school, I have a master's in finance, or I have a master's in financial engineering, or a master's in computer science, or some quantitative degree. However, they have studied finance, computer science, mathematics, and statistics, and they've tried to cover everything they can in quantum, and they become like a quant, right? So everybody graduates, and the number one question they ask me is, all right, Dimitri, I have the skills, how do I day trade, right? I want to make all this money because I'm going to have this degree and I'll be extra smart. So the secret here is that there is no secret to the market. Like, you don't go get a financial engineering degree and then you have like this secret key, like this little information that nobody else had. And then you run out there and you trade and you make millions of dollars with your own money and the world is great and wonderful, right? People think this. And it's like, yes, you are definitely 10 times smarter doing financial engineering and quantitative finance than a generic finance person because generic finance doesn't really understand the math and science behind trading, latency, different concepts than trading, algorithmic trading, finance, statistical arbitrage, pricing derivative options. There's a lot to learn. So the more you know, the better you are. However, that being said, companies spend millions and millions and millions of dollars to create hedge funds, to create wealth management funds, and they spend their entire day, 40 hours a week, with staffs and employees looking at financial markets. So the fact that you think you can just waltz in with like a degree and somehow you're smarter than everybody, it's not going to turn out well for you. Because the thing is, it takes time and money. You can't just like generate an idea out of thin air. And so a great example of this, I read an article, I saw a company that was starting brand new hedge fund, right? They spent $1 million on a server to actually do high frequency trading. However, the article pointed out that the costly part was not the $1 million server, it was the fact that it was going to cost them $1 million per year for the electricity to run the server. So let's say you can appreciate this hard asset over the life of the server, that's fine, it's dandy. Let's just ignore the $1 million server and focus on the fact that it costs you $1 million to run the server based on electronics. So it's hard to justify like, oh, I can just run out there and personally trade. I have a mixed feeling, and again, this is my opinion in finance. There are kind of two parties, and I feel like I'm a third party, but the two parties in finance are that markets are so efficient, there is no way to make money, it's a waste of time, and therefore you should just diversify everything, and there's no such thing as trading firms and excess profits and alpha and all that. And then there's the other side that kind of thinks that like they're geniuses, they're really smart, and they're better than everybody else, and so they can trade and make profits. I kind of sit in the middle. The fact is, I think diversification is key. I think diversification is a smart market strategy. Even people such as Fisher Black, who was one of the greatest financial minds of our times, and no, he did not run LTCM. That was Scholes and Merton. That's a whole other group of people that are part of the Black-Scholes model, but Black was so risk adverse, he did not believe in basically creating hedge funds and trying to arbitrage. And so diversification, I think, has well justifications and what it does, how it works. It's very safe. I myself don't have the time to day trade. I have a job that's 40 plus hours a week. I have this YouTube channel, which takes up a lot of my time. I have all my hobbies. I have my life, my family. I just don't have time to sit down and spend 30, 40 hours a week combing through data, looking for statistical arbitrage opportunities, or trying to price derivative products in a different way. I just don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't have the resources. And to be truly competitive, I do think people do find arbitrage opportunities. I do think people make money because they are smarter, they're better, they're faster. However, that being said, there is a large cost to that. And that's, I think, what people miss, is that to be the best, to make trades, to be a great market maker, for example, to do better pricing than everybody else, to have better software and hardware, it takes time, it takes money. It's not something you can just run out and do. So my advice, and this is my personal opinion, so if you like it, great. If not, please don't do it, because I'm not taking any financial responsibility on this. But my key advice is just to diversify. And there are lots of things to diversify in today. I'm diversifying in a lot of different stocks. So I'm big into corporations. I study corporations. I buy stocks I think are undervalued for long-term trading windows and periods. And then I also invest in other different types of assets. So for example, cryptocurrency has been big. Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, there's lots of them. I am investing a small portion in that just because it helps diversify my portfolio even further. But again, I think diversification is key. So in conclusion, guys, is it possible to day trade and make money on your own? Yes, it is, but it does take a lot of time and money. What are my thoughts on Tastywork and other platforms? I think they're all good in their own way. I'm not a big fan of traditional platforms such as Scottrade, E-Trade, and all those, because I think they charge you exorbitant fees for things that basically you can get free somewhere else, such as RobinHood. There's a variety of them out there. You can do your research and see what you like, but basically I think it comes down to fees and what you can do and can't do with the account. For example, can you trade derivatives? Can you not trade derivatives? And what are the costs associated with that? So that's kind of my opinion, guys, on doing the trading for your personal side, personal finances. And thank you, Baiju Thomas. I hope I didn't butcher your name, but I appreciate the question. If you have any more questions, please list your comments below. And as always, until next time. Thanks for watching my video. If you find it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe.